Hola, buenos dias, la familia. How's everyone? I hope everyone's doing well today. I think maybe Miss Moore helped me with my iPad. I had a bunch of videos on there that I did not know I had, so it's taking a lot of my space on my iPad. So hopefully we've got it fixed. If not, then this video is going to get cut off like the other ones. So I'm going to try to do the best that I can with the time that I have. So real quickly, I do want to go over these real fast again, just to make sure you know them. I know that some of you guys feel like you might not need to retain all this stuff and save it in your memory, but you do. And I promise you, when you get back in school, I'm going to give you tests on all this stuff we've already done, like real tests without video aids and stuff. You're going to take it from that memory of yours. So, wind vanes, they're a thing of the past. People don't really use them much. They tell you the direction of the wind, which way the direction is coming from. Okay, because where the wind's coming from is going to dictate your temperature. If we got a south wind living in the northern hemisphere, we're going to be really, really warm. If we've got a north wind coming from the North Pole, then we're going to be a little bit cooler. And that's the way the wind's been blowing the past, 5 or 6 days, is the wind's been blowing from the north. That's why the temperatures are so much cooler. And plus, we're transitioning to fall. So a wind vane tells you the direction the wind's coming from, okay? Now, a little different than an anemometer. An anemometer is going to tell you the wind speed. What is the speed of the wind? Now, these fancy ones, this one's an anemometer and a wind vane put together. And that's how they got them these days, because they figured, why would we need two instruments when we could just make it into one? And this one is a whole lot better than putting a rooster on top of your barn and seeing which way the wind's blowing. This is way more accurate. It's, it's digital, so it doesn't make very many mistakes. It's hard to mess up the wind as far as that goes. The barometer is going to tell you the pressure. When Isaias went over us, our pressure was probably about 965, 970. On a day like today, it's like 1050, 1100. So we got high pressure today. That's why it's so sunny and beautiful outside, is we're under a high pressure. Low pressure comes over you, it means you're gonna have a bad day. A barometer can tell you a low and a high pressure, and that's very important when it comes to weather. Remember, I told you, if I was down in a cave, the one instrument I could use and tell you if the weather was good or not is a barometer, because I could look at the pressure, and if the pressure was over 1,000, we're like, cool, we can go outside today. If the pressure was below 960 or so, like, man, it's probably not a good day to go out. So a barometer is very, very useful when you're doing the weather. Here's another one. This is an old-timey one, really old, actually. A thermometer, obviously, tells you the temperature of things. There's very many different thermometers. Obviously, the one you're probably most versed with is the one you put in your mouth and get your temperature taken. But now they don't even do that. They just put a little beam on your forehead and you get your temperature taken. That's a handheld thermometer. So there's a lot of different type of thermometers. They all read temperature. Okay. This hygrometer is a tough one. If you can just remember the word hygro, then you can remember that means water. And so this is kind of like a water meter. How much water vapor is in the air? How much humidity is in the air? And you guys have heard that word so many times living around here. It's so humid outside. Your parents have probably said it. You've heard the weatherman say it. You've heard your teachers say it. God, it's humid outside. And humidity is basically just water vapor trapped really close to the ground. And when you go outside, it starts sticking to you. And that's why it seems like you're